Hello everybody, my name is Lewis, I'm a player and a coach, and I wanted to go over a few of my games in my journey to Champ 2 and talk about how I make decisions and what goes through my mind when I'm playing, specifically what my goals are for each fight. If my coaching looks good to you, I do cheap coaching around £25 for an hour, or I think that's about $30 for an hour for Americans, but that comes with a session and multiple revisits in future days to make sure you're applying what I've teaching you. You know, I don't want to just give you a session and leave you to it on your own. I do want to genuinely help you rank up. Okay, so the first thing you want to consider when walking out of spawn is what range your character plays in. In this game, I'm going to be playing Reaper, so I want to play in close range. So my goal for this game is to find out how I can close the distance to the other team. I don't want to be sniping them like that all game, because that's not very useful if I'm a close range character. So right now, I'm just playing cover, I'm playing the edges, I'm finding a way, and I'm fighting this Tracer. This is a very useful thing to know, just a little tiddlywink, is there's two categories of DPS. There's flex DPS and main DPS, and in this game, I'm going to be playing Reaper, who is a flex DPS, and one of the goals is to fight and contest the other flex DPS on basically positions like this. The Tracer wants to play here because when my team walks out and starts to shoot across here, she wants to walk up these stairs and then try and fight them from here. However, because I'm walking around here, I'm contesting her, so she can't do that. Basically, we want to fight each other to make sure neither of us can get onto the other team's backline. So it's genuinely just an ego 1v1. But it's important for the flex DPS to do that. You don't need to do it every single time. The situations do change based on the situation of the game. For example, if you're taking a 2v1, you don't want to do that. So you can see my goal right now is to take this close range 1v1 with the Tracer, since I'm close range. And then my hazard comes and helps me, and once the Tracer is out, let's see what I do. So I have an opportunity now the Tracer's dead, and I use it to TP across the map to try and get onto the Ana. Now, I'm a Muppet, and I got slept out my TP, so how do I avoid getting slept? Going up here, how do I avoid getting slept? What I could have done, instead of TPing across the map and getting slept like an idiot, is... Hold on. What I could have done, instead of TPing from this staircase over here and getting slept by the Ana, was I could have walked through the indoors. I could have helped my tank deal with the Wu Yang and the Cassidy in this close range encounter, which I want to take these close range fights instead of TPing across the map in the open and getting slept. So you can see I do want to move forward after killing the Tracer. Once the Tracer is dead, I do want to move forward, but you can't rush the opportunity and you need to make sure you do it well. So this failed. Why did it fail? It's because I TP'd on an Ana who had sleep dart and it was in the open. Okay, there's only a tiny bit of cover here, and I'm exposed to the cast shooting me from down here. I'm exposed to the Wu Yang coming from behind me and the Ana shooting me there. So this is a very dangerous and bad TP. So the walk through, instead of TPing, I walk down here and I help my tank take the 2v1. I potentially force the Wu Yang to regroup with the Ana and now reduce their angles. Because you'll see if my team walks up here, you'll see if the Cass and the Wu Yang have this, the Cass is able to make a flank. The Wu Yang is able to also assist the Cass on this flank if he wants to make it even more deadly. They can shoot from this angle. They can shoot everywhere. They are free to have complete map control and go everywhere. Now, if I walked through here, the Wu Yang would be split from the Cass. I would scare the Wu Yang into being split from the Cass. He would go up here, and then we would be able to take this 1v2. And they wouldn't really be able to support them. Perhaps the Ana throws the sleep at the hazard or an anti. If she uses the sleep on the hazard, I'm still free to kill him. As well as the fact that it is harder for the Ana to sit up there and throw the sleep on the hazard for free, because my team should be walking out soon, since we're winning a 2v3. all they have to do is force the monkey to jump out somewhere, and then they can walk forward and then shoot the Ana for free. So what I did as a mistake was I rushed my engage after killing the Tracer, TP'd straight onto the Ana, got slept for it. The monkey's still pressuring my backline. My tank is on his own. Instead, what I could have done is I could have walked through. Walking through would have got rid of him, helped my tank, helps my team. It would have given my team enough time to push through without putting myself in too much danger. And then, after either killing the Cass or clearing the Wu Yang, after my team pushes out the monkey, I could then use my TP from this new position. So, kind of basic. It's, I don't know why I said basic. So yeah. I hope that was helpful. So let's watch it from my POV. TP on Ana, get slapped. Now what do? I'm in danger and I can't do anything about it. Now, it does end up working out for me, but it shouldn't, realistically. You've got to think about it, not in the situation that did happen, but in what should have happened. In this situation, this Wu Yang, Ana, and the monkey all shot me. And the Cass could have shot me for free since he cleared out my hazard. So I could have had 4 people shoot me for free and I would have just died. However, this guy is terrible and just didn't want to shoot me. Even when I was shooting him, he just refused to turn around. You can't rely on your enemies just being terrible at the game, because they're not going to be forever. You have to genuinely put in the effort and think about how to improve. Now you can see my goal right there. My goal is to close the distance and play within cover in short ranges. So you can see, instead of TPing onto anybody, I TP into a position that's closer with cover around it. So my goal isn't to rush these fights with their entire team, but just play in the cover, in the close range, wait for my opportunity, and there's my opportunity. Look how good this is. So I get behind them, not behind them, I take this close range angle that is quite scary for them. The Tracer is concerned with me and she wants to fight me, and then my hazard goes in for free and we kill the Cass. And we kill the Wu Yang too. It's very good coordination, actually. But you can see it from the Tracer's point of view. You should always look at what the other team is doing, how you are on the other team. Like, you should look at what your value is from the other team's perspective. So this Tracer wants to fight me, because if you think about it from the Tracer's point of view, there's a Reaper right next to her supports, right? Wherever the Ana's gone. So you can see this from the Tracer's point of view. If I, the Tracer in this situation, leave this Reaper on his own, and I go look to do something on their backline, you'll see this Reaper will just shoot my team for free. He'll probably kill the Cass at some point. Like, you can just see how dangerous a Reaper left alone would be in this situation. So the Tracer is the only one really equipped to deal with this, because if the Cass misses the flashbang, then he's dead. But the Tracer doesn't have that situation where it's essentially just a dice roll on pressing her ability to win the fight. She does actually have the ability to with enough skill, remove me from this position. I mean, realistically, they could both do it, but you don't want to send your entire team to try and contest a Reaper, because that's dangerous on losing the overall team fight. Because, I mean, to be honest, it's kind of a rough example because this Cass is so clueless, but you can at least see the decision making and why the decisions are made. Now, I want to take a look at this fight where they have to recontest a point just as it's about to cap, and you can see my position, right? I'm not sitting on the point waiting For the monkey, that could be a potential play, but I've got to think about other things. I've got to think about the support ultimates. If we're not able to kill the monkey quickly enough, and the Ana is able to get a bunch of ult charge healing the monkey with him living, um, the Wu Yang and the Ana both have ultimates which just kind of give the monkey a second life and a scary amount of damage additional. So you can see my goal isn't to just add damage to the front line, but once the front line goes in, you can see once the monkey jumps, you can see what I want to do. I TP behind them. I forced Sleep Dart, I forced Wu Yang Wave, I forced them to back round this corner. Look what I've done. Now this hazard does come with Nano Boost, but you can see what I did. So once I forced the abilities and I used the cover, they couldn't sit here healing the monkey for free, dealing damage to my team for free. They had to move to a new position, a worse one, which reduces, their ability to just contribute to the team fight. All just because of a quick little, all because I set up close range in cover and then I used my TP to get onto them out of the line of sight, and then they just couldn't do anything about that. And then we capped for free. Well, I do once the team is fully out, then I do TP back onto the point to help cap. I do want to say there's no it's hard to also always know what the best possible option is. I'm not going to sit here and say this is what you need to do every single fight, because sometimes sometimes you just want to shoot the monkey. If he has to jump onto the point, sometimes you want to shoot the monkey. I don't know what I'm doing here, by the way. Don't do this at all. Please don't do that. I don't know what that was. But sometimes the right option is if the monkey is forced to play on a position and you do a shit ton of damage to the monkey, shoot the monkey. You don't need to overcomplicate it. Sometimes there are complicated decisions to make, but sometimes it's just really simple. Now, I'm gonna watch this rest of the game with you, and I essentially want you to be thinking about how I'm applying what I've already talked about in this game, how I'm TPing to cover that's close to the other team, where I can walk on the other team, how I contest this tracer, and then once we've had our fight, how do I progress from there, or do I come back? What do I do? I want you to think about all of these things, because this isn't just a Reaper only thing. This is with a lot of flex DPS characters. Oh, I hated this. I threw the game here. Sometimes you do things like this. We do lose this game, and in my opinion, it's entirely because of the last two fights that I've done, where I inted on the Ana and got slept out my ult, and then when I inted on her again and got slept. This is my fault. We could have won this game if I didn't throw. I could have just ignored her and gone point. At that point, she's way too far in our spawn. We could have won the fight before she got there with the granny legs. So yeah, I don't know. I just threw. I don't know why I did that. It makes me annoyed. I did, but I'm not gonna fixate on it. I'm just gonna learn and not do that in the future. Ugh. I do it again. I do it twice in one game. where I go and chase the guy into my spawn and lose. Would we have won if I didn't do that? I don't know. I potentially could have. If I didn't chase the guy back into my team. Hold on. If I didn't chase the guy back into my team, I could have hid underneath here. So when they jumped off to contest, I could have ulted them. Sometimes you do just throw. It's best to not let it affect you and make you sad and angry about yourself. If you genuinely, But you do have to accept the fact that sometimes you make bad decisions. It's not your team. Your team might make bad decisions too, but like your team's not holding you back. I'm just gonna be real. It's not your team. Um, don't be a gaming for hope. Don't pretend to be self-aware. Don't pretend to acknowledge that it's your fault without actually doing anything about it. I don't know what I'm doing right now, to be honest. I'm just kind of bored, waiting for somebody to shoot. You can see that I'm not forcing this 2v1 on the Ana. I'm just, you know, I'm not inting. My goal is to not do something that could potentially get myself killed for no reason. Uh, There, um, my monkey jumped out. They had taken a space. All I needed to do was TP backwards. Sometimes you have to accept that they have um a space control advantage, and you just have to give it to them. You just have to back up, wait for your team, and then just wait for your ability to try and take back some of the map. Wow, I really died doing that. Um, just bear in mind your line of sight supports. If instead of sitting there, I sat here, I would have been able to get healed. Just a little food for thought. You can see I'm playing close, I'm playing the cover, but I'm aware of the cast nade. You can see I'm not playing in the doorway because I'm aware of it. You see? It's good stuff. I'm actually kind of happy with that. It was a bit of an int and it was risky, but you've got to risk it sometimes. I was aware of the cast nade. He'd try and come in and flashbang me. That's why I was playing so far behind the door. But I did want to still play in that close range because if somebody did walk through that doorway, that's still a good advantage for me. Plus, you can see I was holding the angle on the doorway quite tightly, so they would have to walk in to see me, which is good because then I'd force them into the room. Because if you stand like in the doorway, essentially, people don't have to actually enter the room to shoot you. They can sit on the outside in the open. You got to think about how, not just like what you do, but how you do it. You know, that's very important. Cheeky contest to give my monkey time to touch. But you can see once again, look, all of my TPs all follow this kind of path. Look at my options. I'm standing out in this doorway. There's 3 people standing on point who can see and shoot me. If I TP'd right here, what are the chances I'm even able to like get my Wraith form off before the cast flashbangs me? Because if he times it well, you don't have the ability to Wraith form. So instead, what I do, ignore that Discord notification, is I TP in the room out of the line of sight and Wraith form on point, which is my monkey time to touch. It's very good stuff. I'm quite happy with how I played that fight too. It's just for my team. But you can see, I like this room. I'm back in my room again. I really do like this room. It's a bit dangerous to peek, but I just kind of want to scout a little bit to see what's going on. And then you can see I back up again. TPing on the cover of the car. Realistically, I didn't need to TP behind the car, though, in that situation. I could have just held this room. Oh, this is a bit of an... Yeah, Kappa, he knows what I wanted to do. I'll use my Wraith for... Oh, this is just an int. I win this game once again if I don't int for no reason. Look at this. If I just hang this position, I TP into this room, and then I sit here waiting for them. I would have killed the Ana. I would have killed the gas with my ult, probably. It's a shame. Sometimes you're just in, and it is your fault. I would have won this game if I was a better player. It's as simple as that. If I had the hindsight I have now, I would have won the game. But that's what improving is all about. Instead of being sad I lost this game, be happy I have the ability to learn from it. Cheeky TP player. You know what I was talking about earlier with it's sometimes you can skip the steps with the tracer. If you have hard dive, like you've got like a ball or a monkey, you have a tracer with you. Sometimes you don't need to contest the flex DPS and you can just go straight for the backline with your team. That's similar. If I have nano boost, I don't need to be ultra mega careful, I can just send the aggression. You can still die with nano boost though. Like it is still dangerous to do things like that. So be careful. I should have probably walked at the monkey once I had the Wu Yang ult. Probably would have killed him. There's a guy 1 HP though. It's kind of scared to push him. Hmm. That's a shame. It's unlucky stuff. I had the ability to win this game, and I kind of entered quite a few fights. But yeah, I'm still happy though, because looking back at it, you can see I am now a better player. I have a better understanding of the situation. And that's what it's all about. Like, I didn't get coached for that game specifically, but I have had coaching myself, and I do genuinely think it's really useful, which is why I want to offer my coaching ability. You can see I do a good job at coaching myself. I have this knowledge inside me. Now my focus is on applying it myself, and you can see I'm able to learn from my own games. And I would have, with hindsight and everything I've learned, I probably would have rolled that lobby, like genuinely rolled them. Um, at least not hinted quite as much. So I am offering my coaching services to other people. Once again, it will be in the link of the description, comments, yada yada. You can probably find it anywhere else. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. Bye bye.